So, is it us that's in the driver's seat, or is a pendulum at the wheel right now? Let's find out in today's episode. My name is Sean Taylor, and I'm a traveler on this trip called life. I wanted to share a few things that have helped me gain clarity and direction in my path. And one of those things is this idea and concept of pendulums. Pendulums I got from a book called Reality Transurfing by an author, Vadim Zeland. He's a Russian physicist, and he outlines this idea of a pendulum as an energy entity. Um, the best way I've seen it play out is think about a football game. Each team has its own pendulum, and like you got the home team, they got all the momentum that's built up for their team, and you got the opposing team that's got all their energy built up for that momentum. And then on top of that, you got another pendulum, just because there is, that's between the two. And you can see this energy exchange between the two teams, these two pendulums. And we've all seen it when there's an interception or a fumble, where you can tell the entire momentum of the game just changed. And to demonstrate how powerful these pendulums can be is, you have that winning city, like say that your team wins. The whole entire city is ecstatic. Everybody's talking about it at the gas stations and all this other such, and everybody's in a good mood. But what about the city that had their team lose? They're usually down in the dumps. Everybody's just kind of all because that pendulum sapped their energy from them. And that's how powerful these pendulums are. They are energy, I don't want to say vampires, but they take the energy from us. And how do they do that? They cast out their hooks. And because we're more tuned to negative emotions and negative aversion, our negative habits are the ones that they can catch their hooks into the most and latch onto. And that's how they take this energy and this momentum from you, is because you're attached to it. You have a reaction to it, so it takes that energy. And it doesn't matter if you push against it, it's still going to use the energy for its own purpose. So essentially fighting against it is futile. It's just going to give that pendulum more energy. So this war on poverty, well, it's just going to give poverty more energy because it's trying to push it against it. And he outlines we can use these pendulums to our own advantage too, though. We can notice when these are trying to come in on us, and when we're able to identify the pendulum that's trying to take our energy, we allow those hooks to pass right through, and they don't take any of our energy. You don't become a puppet on this pendulum swing. And when we do that, we are able to allow that pendulum to pass through us, and we're able to keep our focus on what we really want. And what we can do is actually perpetuate our own personal pendulum. We get that momentum. We've been talking about getting those next steps in, taking the next one and the next one. That's building that momentum. You think about your personal pendulum, say you want to get your body fit and your health right. You start taking those steps and building that momentum, apparently it just gets easier, step after step, because you built that up. And as soon as you get that rolling, it just becomes natural more. And in one of our first videos, we talked about overcoming that initial inertia, which is tough because you're taking something that's not moving and making it move. And that takes effort. It's going to take consistency. But once you get that going, it becomes second nature. And it just keeps on flowing. So we can get this personal pendulum going for ourselves as well. So when we're able to identify these pendulums, point them out, we don't get our energy taken from us, and we can perpetuate our own personal pendulums and get that momentum going and start getting those to rise. And we get all of our growth, networking, pendulums going together, oh man, we could create a booming community. But yeah, so that's something that helped me along my ways, is figuring out this idea of pendulums, how we can not get engaged with it, and how we can get our own pendulums moving in our own way. And when you realize that you're under the control of a pendulum, you're going with the sway of the crowd and take back your own energy, that's a big step. Like and comment about how something that you've kind of noticed with what pendulum is that you've pinpointed and identified in your life that's going to shift you into new timeline essentially. I mean, you're taking a step in a new direction. You're not being held back by that anymore. So yeah, like and comment below. Peace and take care.